This is a no-cost consultation, and you will never pay a fee with me.
All right, well, fantastic. Good afternoon to everybody watching us. Welcome to this fabulous day. We're live from Houston. It's an incredible day today. After everything we've been through for the last couple of weeks, it's nice to get back to some sort of normality, I would expect. You're watching us here on NowMedia, channel 21 here, point 10 in Houston, for all the Houston metropolitan area. Also, you might be watching us on channel 27.10 in the Beaumont area, and soon to come a couple of additional channels. It'll be we'll keep that under wraps here, and hopefully we'll be making that announcement soon. So this is BNI Now. What is this show? This is a show dedicated to everything related to BNI. BNI is the largest networking organization in the entire world. We're talking about over 250,000 members, BNI members internationally. Here in the United States, there's also a very, very large following. Here in Houston, we're talking about roughly about 1,200 members. I think we're up to about 54 chapters right now and growing all the time. As a matter of fact, one of our guests today is going to be a BNI representative. He's in charge of launching chapters. He's going to talk a little bit about that opportunity. If somebody's watching us and is interested in getting into BNI or starting a new chapter, he's the man that you need to meet. So in the meantime, of course, we have some BNI members here. We highlight their business, talk about what's been going on for them and how we can help them and what their BNI story has been like since they became members. So the first person that I want to include here is Stacy Johnson. Stacy Johnson is the most coveted position in all BNI groups is the realtor, the real estate position, residential real estate position. And right now it seems like real estate is just booming. It's going unbelievable. As a matter of fact, I want to say, last week I went on a little vacation, Jonathan, the Hill Country, and we went out to a couple of different places, including Austin, and I have never seen that many people together. I haven't seen that many people together in a very, very, very long time. It's clear that the restrictions regarding COVID are starting to become, they're lessening. Of course, we have the mandate from our governor. Everything has been pretty much lifted. But whether or not you see that on the street, reflected in the street, is a different story. But I can tell you what I've seen in Austin and while I was on vacation and even coming back here to Houston, and it's sort of been ramping up. And you see a lot more people on the street, a lot more people engaging in business. There's a lot more businesses coming back to work, people actually going back to the office. That's not to say that we are out of the woods yet. Of course, COVID is still very real and very present. But obviously with the vaccinations and everything else, it seems like we're very, very close to turning a significant corner and getting back to, some sort of normality or what used to be considered normal. That being said, obviously real estate has a huge, huge impact on that. So we'll talk a little bit about that with Stacy. How you doing, Stacy?
I'm doing good. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming and spending some time with us. First of all, let's talk about your BNI experience, okay? Because I know being a realtor, it's very, very tough to get into a BNI group because typically those spots are all taken. So I understand that you created and you spearheaded your core group and eventually created your own chapter. Is that right?
That's correct, yes.
And how was that process? How did you achieve that process? How long did it take you? Being a founder of a chapter is a special thing. Not everybody gets to go through that experience or have that responsibility. Can you tell us a little bit about what made you do it, first of all, how long it took, what the process was like, I guess the good and the bad, or hopefully there's not a lot of bad, and you know where you guys are at right now.
Absolutely. So our chapter is Katie Business Elite. It's a situation where it's all about who you know. I had a friend of mine that we volunteered together for 4 years. Our kiddos went to high school together.
Okay.
And when I got into real estate, he said, you know, Stacy, have you heard of BNI? And I hadn't. I'm like, what are you talking about? He says, I need you to join me on a meeting one morning. And I said, okay, let's go ahead. So I joined him on their Zoom call, and there were 50 plus professionals that all own their own business.
Right.
And it made sense. He said, you know, the real estate position is one of those coveted seats. He said, you're not going to find one. But he introduced me to Christina Long, and she helped me say, you know what, Stacy, if you're willing to start a chapter, you can do that, but you're going to have to put in the work.
Right.
So luckily for me, I came from a recruiting background.
Oh, it's perfect.
Yes. So I used to move tax professionals from one corporation to another, and those relationships are very easy for me, right? So starting a chapter, I felt was going to be very similar, and so that's what I did. I said, you know what, we're going to run with this. It took a few months. There were some
A few months is not very long. I mean, how many people did you launch with?
So 17.
17. Okay.
Yes.
Well, to get 17 people to agree to become BNI members, you know, in a short amount of time, I think that's commendable. So congratulations to you. That says a lot about you and your tenacity and what you're willing to do to improve your business. So congrats on that. When did you guys charter?
So a couple of weeks ago, actually.
Okay.
We're in training right now.
Yeah.
We've got a huge Visitors Day planned for April 13th. So we're
April
looking
13th.
Yes.
So now you know, look for, what's the name of the chapter again?
Katie Business Elite.
Katie Business Elite, launching on
April 13th.
April 13th. If you guys want to participate, we always tell all of our guests, listen, a chapter launch is a special thing. It doesn't happen every day. Get on Zoom. You don't even have to be there nowadays, of course. Zoom makes it all easy peasy for everybody. You can do it from your house. Just make sure you're wearing the right attire and know your Zoom etiquette. So everybody's invited on the 13th. If you want any more information, we're also going to give out her information, so we can reach out directly to Stacy for that. Let's move on to your business, okay? Real estate. Wow, what can I say about real estate? It seems like last year real estate was dead, and this year all of a sudden it has been resuscitated, and not just resuscitated, it is just going bananas out there in the market. At least here in Houston, seems like all over Texas. Tell us a little bit about what you've seen out there and what it's like being a realtor right now.
Absolutely. So right now is a phenomenal time to be in the real estate business. It is booming. The professionals that have been doing this for years said they've never seen a time like this. Yeah. It's a situation where the interest rates help drive a lot of the purchases right now, and definitely houses are going off the market very quickly. For example, one of my friends, we just sold her home and we put it on the market. Within 2 days, we had 12 offers.
Wow. Well, you know what's funny? While I was on vacation, I saw a billboard. There was a realtor saying that he guaranteed full price within 3 days on a billboard. I couldn't believe, I'd never seen that before. And you can see it happening in person, right? And is this for a particular tier, or is this happening just all over the market, everywhere in Houston? Is it segmented in some sort of way, or it just seems like everything's flying off the shelves?
I feel like everything is flying off the shelves. That sweet spot is under $300,000. They're going like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you have a house under $300,000 or around there, and you're looking to list it, and you want a good realtor, and you want it to happen quickly, you give Stacy a call. Stacy, we talked about the interest rates. Is there anything else that may be contributing to this sort of situation right now with the housing?
So I feel like COVID as a whole is contributing to that. With so many people working from home, they're realizing that they don't have enough space in their home, or that it's not necessarily the home that they would be working from home in, right? And so they're all wanting to upsize. They're wanting more space. They're wanting that designated office area. So that's what we're seeing a lot of.
That's pretty amazing. Not to mention the fact that also, I think, is it possible also the TPP loans? It seemed like a lot of people have had, this not additional income, but this income that has helped them get through the sort of the tough times. And maybe they've had a little bit of that also that they can now use for down payments especially the small business owners, which most of our members in BNI, that's what they do. I know of a couple of cases of people like that where, maybe they used a little bit of that money or they were able to save a little bit more because of that loan and therefore be able to get together their down payment, to be able to put themselves in a new home situation.
Absolutely. I think you're absolutely right with that.
Okay. Well, great. I love to hear I'm right. It doesn't always happen. Certainly not with my wife. What else can I tell you? Can I ask you about real estate? So what makes you different than the other realtors? I mean, obviously Houston is a huge community. There's a lot of realtors all around Houston. What makes Stacy a special realtor?
So for me, I think it's all about being trustworthy. People want to work with people that they like and they know that has their best interests at mind. I promise you, a lot of people that I help out, they can feel that and they know that I'm going to get them the best deal, whether it be the best offer on their home or if they're looking to purchase, we can negotiate some things to help them with a better purchase, right?
Okay.
In terms of marketing their home for sale, I will go out, I do social media posts. A lot of people are looking at things online. So we definitely try and market the best way we can to get their house sold.
So you still feel like there's a little bit of a COVID, as far as wanting to social distance or wanting to take care of yourself, as far as, not be in a situation where you're involving yourself with a bunch of people maybe you don't know, and you don't know whether or not they're being safe. And of course you have to worry about, COVID transmission. So is that the reason why people are seeing more and more things online, or is that just a natural, new generations, younger people also naturally seem to look at things more online as well?
It's a little bit of both. When COVID first started, they didn't want nearly as many people in the homes, just to be precautious. And so that's where the videos actually took off. And then as we're transitioning through the next few months, we're finding that people that are at home searching for homes, they like seeing the videos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and these videos seem to get more and more complex. I mean, you can pretty much see every single corner of the home nowadays with the way that they shoot these things. On another note, what are you looking for right now? So, what kind of a real estate are you, I understand that there's listing agents, there are buyer's agents, I don't know if you specifically use one more of those designations, but what's your right now sweet spot?
So for me, my sweet spot is selling homes. So listings, anybody that is looking to sell their home. As a realtor, you want to balance that business. But as you all know, the amount of inventory of the homes that are available, there's not a ton. And when they are available, they're off the market fairly soon. So anybody looking to sell their home, we'd love to help you.
And of course, right now, if you're selling your home, I assume that you can get a very, very good return. I mean, we know that you're going to sell it quickly. Question also is about, pricing. How's the pricing looked at? Obviously, supply and demand says that, of course, pricing should be very, very attractive. Prices should be going up, right? If there's high demand. Is that also something that's happening in the market?
Yep, I will tell you a lot of the listings that we're running across, the agents are putting well over the asking price on some of those offers.
So you're getting offers above asking price
Yes.
on these homes. Wow, I haven't seen that since, I have to go all the way back to, I think, 2008 or 2007, right before, sort of everything went down after the whole mortgage crisis. So that's amazing to hear as well. What about the brokerage that you represent? Who are you with?
So I'm with Turbo Realty. The group that I work with is Anchor Up Realty Group, and we cater to veterans. My partner is a Navy veteran, and so we do help a lot of individuals that are transitioning to the city because everybody's stationed for a couple of years before they move.
Okay, so you specifically are, so you have a special package for veterans. Is there something special that veterans can aspire to when they're in the process of purchasing a home that's a little bit different than maybe your civilian?
Yeah, so veterans, there's when it comes to the mortgage and the financing part, they do get specific discounts through that arena.
Well, those are pretty big deals.
Yes.
I mean, discounts are obviously always looked for. How about for people that need to get in touch with you? Somebody that's out there that maybe has been on the fence about whether or not they're going to sell their home. They're hearing this or they're seeing what's going on in the market. They're saying, wow, this is a great time. Maybe they're going to retire, maybe they're going to upsize, maybe they're going to downsize. If they're looking to list a home, how do they get in touch with you?
So my phone number is 832-683-4685. 5642. You can find me on Facebook, Stacy Johnson Realtor, and then of course www.anchoruprealtygroup.com.
Okay. Is there anything else that you'd like to tell our audience before we go to commercial?
No, I think for the most part, if you are on the fence, right now is the best time to get your home sold. In a few months or maybe a little bit longer, there's going to be a lot of inventory available. So what you want to do is you want to be able to get the most bang for your buck before a lot of the other homes go on the market.
So why is there going to be a large inventory available in a couple of months? Is that just a result of all of the construction that's been going on, or?
So what we're thinking is, researchers are seeing that because of multiple layoffs. You know, when
Okay.
people start losing their jobs, one of the first things that they look at is their homes. Are they going to be walking out of their homes, or what's going to happen? Are they going to be foreclosed on? So
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's an exciting time in real estate. Looks like there's a lot of changes coming. Obviously, we've been going through a lot of changes, and it looks like more are going to come on the way. So take advantage of the situation now, I guess is what you would say was a carpe diem.
Yes.
That being said, we'll be right back after this commercial with our next guest. I want to thank Stacy so much for spending some time with us. Stay with us. Don't go away.
COVID-19 transformed the way we do business. Now more than ever, fast lead generation and customer retention will determine if a business survives or not. The NowMedia video business card is designed to be sent using your smartphone. It's the next generation business card that will open the door for you while keeping social distancing. The NowMedia video business card is affordable for anyone from startups to multinational companies and is already being used by hundreds of businesses. Stay open, stay in business. Call us today.
Hi, I'm Sandra Mendez Hassan, Executive Business Advisor, Key Business Strategist, and Management Specialist with Extraordinary HCBI. I work with business owners and executives to help them achieve their goals, implementing the right strategy and developing leaders that turn their dreams into reality. Do you have a business idea and need to know how to launch it? Based on your vision, do you have the criteria or entrepreneurial mindset to achieve your goals? Do you have what it takes to motivate your team so they can be more proactive and productive? Would you like to learn how to get more clients and close more businesses? At Extraordinary HCBI, we take businesses to the next level by providing them with resources, counseling, and implementing strategies that works because we want your business to thrive. We also assist businesses and aspiring entrepreneurs on the initial steps of their business plan development, creating financial projections and guiding them on how to create a financial package that will work for their business. Because your success is our success, take a decisive step today and call me at 832-660-4291 and let Extraordinary HCBI turn your dreams into reality.
Graphic design, banners, brochures, business cards, posters, any printing you need for your company's branding, Priority Printing SS is your solution. With more than 30 years of experience, Priority Printing SS has been the preferred solution for hundreds of companies for any printed materials. At Priority Printing SS, they believe in listening to you, bringing you creative ideas to effective results. Your printed materials talk about your company. Make sure they open the door for you. Trust your printed materials to the experts. Call Priority Printing SS at 713-575-9800 and let Priority Printing SS handle with ease all your printing needs.
Welcome back. We're live here on this fantastic Friday afternoon, and I have my next guest. I'm super excited to have her here with us. I have Trudy King. Trudy King represents Mainstream Merchant Services, and the most impressive thing so far about Trudy, I'm sure there'll be other things as we discuss this, is that she's been a BNI member for, I want to say 12 years?
12 years,
12 years, which is fantastic. That is going back to even back when BNI was franchise here in Houston.
Absolutely.
Before it made the transition to being corporately owned by the BNI organization in South Carolina. So she's seen it all. She's seen BNI probably through the best times and maybe through the worst times even, but I don't think there's been that many bad times for BNI. But thanks so much for taking the time for being here with Trudy. We appreciate that, and look forward to talking to you and about the company you represent, your services, as well as your experience with BNI. I guess my first question would be which chapter are you a part of?
I'm in Katy BNI.
Katy BNI. And so Katy, have you always belonged to the same chapter?
Well, for 3 years, I belonged to Parkway Business Partners, but we met on a Wednesday, and my company decided they wanted to start doing calls on Wednesdays.
Okay.
So I had to switch from Parkway Business Partners, which I still love all of them very much, and switch to Katy.
Okay, so
great.
so you've been at the Katy, so that makes
For
12
9
minus
years.
3, 9 years.
Yes.
9 years, that's amazing. How many members in your chapter?
We have 59, I
59,
believe.
that's a pretty big chapter. And you've known a lot of these people for many, many years.
Correct.
I assume some of them are like you. They've been there for a long, long time. And these people, I assume you see them every week. Practically family at this point, no?
No question about it. They're all family.
All right. Well, that's great. And that's part of the BNI experience. So tell us a little bit in your own words what BNI has meant for you, what it's done for you. Let's start with that.
That's the best networking group that I belong to. I love BNI because it gives us a chance to know, like, and trust each other, as they say in BNI.
Right.
And I know that if I recommend one of them to my family or to my friends, that they will do exactly what they say they're going to do, and that's very important.
Yeah. And what about the benefits that you've received for your business? So you're a salesperson, I'm assuming, right?
I am.
So how has BNI helped you with your business as far as how you do for the company that you represent?
Well, many of them in my BNI group are processing with me now.
Okay, so they're not just your fellow members, they're also clients.
They're my family because
Okay.
my customers are family.
All right. And what percentage, let's say, if you can, sort of what percentage of your sales do you think you get from BNI referrals on a monthly basis or on a yearly basis?
I would say probably half.
Half. That's a lot of referrals considering the amount of time you probably spend in BNI. And what the average should be around 4 hours. Maybe if you're a super BNIer, and you do a lot of one-to-ones, maybe 5 a week.
Right.
And you're getting half of your business from just that 4 or 5 hours a week. That's amazing. What else can I tell you about? Do you have any special position in your BNI chapter?
Well, for years I was at Parkway I was a vice president.
Okay.
But for the last 4 years I've been on the membership committee, but I guess they gave me a vacation this year.
Okay, you're off. You're off the hook. Well, in a group that has 50-something people, you have that luxury where you can be off for a little bit. That's got to be nice to have
Right.
that little extra time.
But I'm still part of the mentoring process. So.
Okay. All right. So you don't get off the hook. That's the thing. You always got to do a step above. Mainstream Merchant Services. Tell me a little bit about the company. How long have you been with this company, and what kind of services does this company offer?
I've been with Mainstream for 9 years, about as
Okay.
long as I've been in the Katy BNI group. I was with another company prior to that.
Merchant Services as well?
Yes, but I found out that what I was telling my customers that they told me to tell was not exactly what was happening, and
Okay.
my reputation's very important to me. I've owned my own business here in Houston, and when I tell my customers something, I want that to be the truth.
Of course, yeah. I mean, that's number one. Your word is your bond, and how can you do business or stay in business for a long time if you don't deliver on what you're promising?
Right, so that's why I'm with Mainstream, because I searched for the most honest credit card company I could find, and that was Mainstream.
Well, and for people that maybe are not familiar with what merchant services are specifically, can you sort of explain to maybe the person that's not familiar, that doesn't have merchant services in their business, or is just not familiar with that concept, what exactly does that entail?
And I find many people are not. They think I sell credit cards. I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
But
I'd like one. Do I have to pay it back?
no. Merchant services is the ability to process credit cards.
Okay.
You see it every time you go into a store and you want to pay with a credit card. That terminal sitting there, that's merchant services.
Okay, so you're basically offering the actual ability for some business, normally a business, I would think, maybe even a personal business where you have a single
Sure.
owner operator. We'll talk a little bit about sort of the range of different services that you can provide based on the size of the business, perhaps. But it's their ability to actually process a credit card
Take
payment.
the credit card,
Which
yes.
not right now, obviously, is, I mean, if you're not taking credit card payments, you're probably losing out on a lot of business, without a doubt. How many clients have you taken from maybe say they were cash only, or they were only doing checks and that kind of thing, and you brought them into credit card payments? Have you been able to see sort of the impact that has on their business?
It makes a huge difference because a lot of people don't carry cash, nor do they carry their checkbooks around with them. So sometimes if they go into a store and they can't pay with a credit card, they just have to turn around and walk out because there's no way for them to pay.
That's right. And so they're typically, when you get hooked up with a good merchant processor, you're able to expand your business pretty much overnight, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. What about the range? Okay, so let's say you have a very small business. Let's say you have an entrepreneur, a single sole proprietor entrepreneur. Let's say that they're a baker or baking things from home, or something that's still quite not, let's say, a corporate level yet, or an established business yet. Can somebody like that talk to you and get access to credit card processing?
Absolutely. I have a number of customers like that. In fact, I have very few corporate customers because generally they don't have any say-so over who they process with.
Okay.
My largest customer is cleaners, 13 cleaners in Austin.
Well, that's 13 cleaners. That's a pretty big business.
It is.
Yeah. So so as an individual, you can do that. So tell me a little bit about what their options are as far as credit card processing of the actual, because you need an actual terminal, right? Or you need an actual, I guess it's a device that you need in order to process that credit card.
You do?
So what's the smallest one that you guys offer?
I'll take any customer. Doesn't matter how large or how big.
But the device I'm saying is
we have desktop terminals
Okay.
that you can use. We have a really neat one that you can use on any smartphone.
Oh, okay. So that's the key right there. So if you're talking about a sole proprietor, chances are maybe they just have their smartphone with them where they're doing deliveries or delivering the cake or something along those lines. So they just have something that they plug into their smartphone, or is it on the smartphone itself?
It's an app on the smartphone, and then I give them the card reader for free.
Okay.
I give my customers the terminals for free also.
Imagine that. And so you go out there, you swipe the card, you're ready to go. What is the process like after you've swiped the card? Typically, what does that transaction look like? So when do they actually receive the funds? Is that something that's held for a little while? Is it pretty much
The
immediate?
majority of my customers have next day funding.
Okay.
That depends more than anything on the volume, their average volume. They're probably not going to get next day funding if their average sale is $3,000 a month.
Okay.
But if they're, 400, 300, somewhere around there, definitely it's next day funding.
Okay.
And
Perfect.
I try to get all my customers next day funding.
Next day funding, that sounds great. Do you find that that's a differentiator for Mainstream compared to maybe your competitors?
Right?
Yeah,
Not
'cause-
all of them will do that. But
Right. Well, I can imagine that most of your clients want their money as quickly as possible, right? I mean, they're running a business. they need to have that capital and those funds to be able to continue to invest.
Absolutely. That's critically important. You don't want to make a sale and wait 5 days to get your money.
That would be a problem, especially if it's a big sale, right?
Right.
What about more complex terminals? So I know some merchant services. I've heard of some merchant services that specialize in certain industries. So, for example, do you guys specialize in something specific, or is it pretty much any kind of industry, including like the restaurant industry?
Any industry.
Any industry.
Yeah, we have POS systems, which stands for point of sales for the restaurant industries, because they like to do stuff on computers so that they can send the message to their kitchen.
Okay, right. So they have to have an ordering
and see
system,
which
you know,
table,
for the
yeah.
right. So for the waiter, with the waiter all the way to the back, you know, to the kitchen and everything else, the front of house, all that stuff.
Right.
So you guys have also something that would fit for that type of a client.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
What sets mainstream merchant services apart from all the competitors?
To me, and why I will never work for anybody but mainstream, is the fact that our motto is we always do the right thing. And mainstream does. Like when Harvey hit, I had a couple of customers who had to close their business. Well, until they opened again, we didn't charge them anything. Of course, mainstream got charged by MasterCard and Visa, but we just didn't charge those customers because.
Wow. Yeah, so they basically gave a break to their clients. So they ate the costs until their clients were able to sort of get back on their feet.
That's correct.
Well, that's commendable, and I assume they're a local company. Is it where's mainstream based out of?
We're actually located in Alpharetta, Georgia,
Okay,
but obviously I'm here.
right.
But the thing that truly makes mainstream different from everybody else is we're not a big conglomeration. We're started by a group of salespeople who didn't like the fact that their company was making them not be honest with their customers. So it was founded on the basis that everything that we would tell our customers would be 100% true.
Wow. How about, because I'm actually thinking of somebody in my head that the other day they were telling me that their current merchant processor had actually held a transaction and they had held it for like a week. And it was an important transaction for this business. And the reason why they had held is actually the second time that it happened. And so is that, you know, how does that typically happen with you know, what kind of an issue can you have on a merchant processor that would allow them to hold your money in that manner?
Sometimes they will do it if they think that the person that used the credit card is not the kind of customer that they would want.
Okay.
But
so there's something already in the back end that's always happening, sort of a fail-safe or
sometimes,
you know, checking that this is a bona fide charge.
But I've always been able to get my customers their money.
Right. It's assuming that, of course, that they're real charges, right? I mean, very simple.
Right.
If you're doing the business the right way, you're going to get your merchant processing done the right way with your company.
Right, and sometimes people will get a charge back, but when my customers get charged back, I go tell them what I need and I send it in and they always get their money back.
Right. Well, chargebacks are sort of, you know, unfortunately, you know, that's parts of doing business, right? I mean, there are always going to be clients that are going to have a chargeback. Maybe it's a mistake, or maybe, fortunately, sometimes they're done, you know, maliciously.
Sometimes they are.
But as long as
Yeah.
the business has certain, let's say, that as long as they have the documentation providing that charge is
Proof
bona
that the
fide,
customer made the purchase, yes, that's
okay,
what they need.
then the credit card processor decides on behalf of the business.
Yes.
Okay. If somebody needs to get in touch with you, let's say somebody's watching right now and they said, you know what, we really need to get into merchant services, or maybe they have a merchant services company that right now is falling short. Maybe they have a salesperson that went in there and was after them every day, and when they finally signed up, turns out that salesperson is nowhere to be found. How do they reach out to you to talk a little bit about what your company can do for them?
Well, my customers, all they have to do is call me, and then I come over and take care of the issues that they have.
Okay, and so what's the number that they would reach you at? Why don't you give us your contact info? What's the number? What's the email address? Is there a website also for the company that they can check out?
Well, sure, they can go to www.mainstreamms.com.
Okay.
And they can see the website. My email address is trudy.king@mainstreamms.com. And my phone number is 832-724-7440.
That's fantastic. And can you also tell me what the what does the process entail? So you get a call, great. Are you going to go actually see the person and go meet with that person in person?
Absolutely.
What is the onboarding process like?
I go, they sign the paperwork, I show them where to sign everything, I send it in. As soon as they're approved, I have the terminal sent to me, so my customer doesn't have to worry about waiting to see if it comes or not. And once I get it,
And
I
you
take
deliver
it,
it directly.
install it for them, and teach them how to use it.
Okay, well that sounds fantastic. Is there anything else you'd like to tell our audience about Trudy King or about the company that you're with or about BNI?
Well, I love BNI and I love Mainstream.
Well, that says it all right there. Thank you so much for being with us, Trudy. We appreciate it. And I'll get your number a little bit later on because I got some interesting people for you perhaps to meet as well. So thank you so much, Trudy King with Mainstream Merchant Services. We'll be right back with Rick Gutierrez. He is the launch director for BNI. He used to be my old area director. I launched one, a chapter with him as well. So we look forward to having him on here to see what's going on with BNI and what the plans are for BNI going forward with everything that we're going through. So thanks again. Stick with us and we'll be right back.
COVID-19 transformed the way we do business. Now more than ever, fast lead generation and customer retention will determine if a business survives or not. The NowMedia video business card is designed to be sent using your smartphone. It's the next generation business card that will open the door for you while keeping social distancing. The NowMedia video business card is affordable for anyone from startups to multinational companies and is already being used by hundreds of businesses. Stay open, stay in business. Call us today.
When you buy a house with a pool, you're probably thinking about sunny days, relaxing in your backyard, taking a fresh dip, or entertaining your friends and family at a barbecue party. But something to take into consideration is that swimming pools require constant maintenance, cleaning, and repairs. SSD Pools is the best resource for full cleaning, maintenance, repair, or restoration of the swimming pools in the Houston area. We specialize in weekly cleaning, repairs, and remodels, and we offer a variety of services for residential or commercial pools, including green to clean, cartridge filter cleaning, pool remodel and replaster, DE filter disassembly and cleaning, tile restoration, underwater repairs, and UGB drain conversions, deco seal replacement. At SSD Pools, we do everything from basic pool cleaning to major repairs for all types of pools. No matter how difficult your pool repair may be, we know we can do it all. We also offer 100% guarantee in all of our services, and our objective is to keep our clients safe and treat them like family while offering the best personalized service, because we know that a happy client is our best reference. Turn your pool from swampy to sparkly and call SSD Pool today to schedule a free estimate at 832-931-3504 or visit our webpage at ssdpools.com.
My name is Brooks Boyd, and I'm the owner of Senior Savings Organization, a Medicare insurance agency. Medicare is confusing, it is not a one-size-fits-all plan, and I help folks navigate the maze. My main job is to educate so you pick the approach that feels right and make sure you avoid costly Medicare mistakes. I will help with transitioning from group health to Medicare with a personalized report to see if it makes sense to either stay on your current insurance or to consider enrolling into Medicare with either a supplement or a Medicare Advantage plan. And I'll explain the difference between the two and the pros and cons of each. If you need help with Social Security planning, I can show you how to maximize your benefits with a free Social Security Maximization Report to make sure that you are confident that you will get the most out of your Social Security benefits. I am an independent broker. This is a no-cost consultation, and you will never pay a fee with me.
COVID-19 transformed the way we do business. Now more than ever, fast lead generation and customer retention will determine if a business survives or not. The NowMedia Video Business Card is designed to be sent using your smartphone. It's the next generation business card that will open the door for you while keeping social distancing. The NowMedia Video Business Card is affordable for anyone from startups to multinational companies and is already being used by hundreds of businesses. Stay open, stay in business. Call us today.
Do you want to experience the ease and convenience of the latest and most advanced home security system? Are you going away on vacation and want to have peace of mind while you're not at your home or at your office? According to the FBI, a robbery occurs every 13 seconds, and homes and businesses without a security system are 300% more likely to be burglarized. Hawk Security provides security solutions to residential and small businesses in the state of Texas and from California to Georgia, building a custom-tailored security setup that matches your needs. Whether it is home security, fire and carbon monoxide detection, flood detection, connected senior care, managed video surveillance solutions, alarm monitoring, and life safety. In addition to fire and carbon monoxide detection, Hawk Security has a smart home and business integration, expanding security services to a lifestyle solution, keeping customers connected to their home and businesses from anywhere in the world, from their tablet or mobile device, so you can have peace of mind even if you're not at home or in your office. Reduce your energy cost, scheduling automatic changes in thermostats or lighting. And because we rely on our heroes every single day, Hawk Security offers security services discounts to military personnel, veterans, first responders, educators, and hospital personnel. Our mission is to keep our clients safe, treat them like family, and provide them with a user-friendly security system with personalized customer service 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For integrity, honesty, passion, and excellent customer service, take a strong step today toward getting protected and call Rosanna Torres at 832-863-8574, because every home and business is unique and every security system should be unique too.
All right, we're back. It's going to be our last segment. It's not that I always say this, I really do mean it. This is BNI speak. I got a good friend of mine, okay? More than a special guest, he's a good friend of mine. We go way back. Been through several different things before. Been through the launch of a couple of chapters. Been co-members in chapters. Shout out to BNI Synergy. That I knew you guys are doing fantastic, so congratulations on all your success. We launched the BNI Latino together, and he's transitioned into, a BNI, he now works directly for BNI. That is his main business. And actually, not that long ago, you were announced as, I don't remember the fancy title, regional or sub-regional or sub-national or sub-federal something launch director.
It's on the screen.
Is it on? Well, there you go. That should just show you how bad of a host I am. So how's everything been since that transition has happened, Rick?
Well, it's been really great. We've had a great experience providing business professionals and business owners with the opportunity to have a little bit more of a creative, more effective way of using their marketing dollars, right? So, which, by the way, since Alberto did a great job of introducing me, my name is Rick Gutierrez.
Yeah,
I'm the
I forgot
managing
your
launch.
last name.
Yeah.
That's all.
I'm the managing launch director for BNI for South Texas, the Ozarks, which includes the states of Arkansas and Missouri, and also the Mid-South region that includes the states of Mississippi and Tennessee.
Okay.
And so my job right now is basically building an army. We are hiring launch directors in all of those regions. And the reasons why we're building and launching these new launch directors, we want to bring the BNI system, structure, and education to many business professionals as well as business owners so that they can have like I said, a more creative, more effective way of using their marketing dollars. I think we all know that the system has changed in regards to how we promote our business, because the reality is when you have a marketing background, you kind of see all marketing aspects, right? So the idea here is to get business owners and business professionals to understand that when we use our marketing dollars the exact same way that your competition is using their marketing dollars, then we're all marketing towards the same people, the same audience, right?
In the same way.
In the same way. And so we're just hoping to land one of those customers that happens to like our Facebook post or our social media presence, where if they do happen to like that social media presence, then we still have to get them to trust us to do business with us, right? Where in BNI, and if you have a BNI membership, you have a marketing team. This is what you're basically buying with your membership. One of the things is that your BNI members, your referral partners, are your marketing team, and they are going out into the world every single week to provide you with referrals. Now, I choose my words carefully. I said referrals, not leads.
Right.
There's a very big difference. A lead is someone somewhere that might think about doing business or doing something at some point, but it's not really a referral. A referral is someone, Alberto, that I met and I spoke with them and they told me that they need auto insurance, and I'm going to give you their contact information. And I've already
What's their
talked
name?
wonders.
What's the number?
I've already
give them a call
talked
right now.
I've already talked wonders to them about you, right? And so they know that they're expecting your call, and I'm going to give you their contact information. That's a warm referral. So imagine having a BNI chapter who is your marketing team. All your BNI members are your marketing team, and they're going out looking for referrals for you. And the reason why they're doing that, Alberto, is because we have what's called the exclusive marketing right? Which means that you're the only person in your industry that represents that chapter. Right?
Well, I'll give you a very quick, example, hot off the press. We were just on the air with Trudy, right? Trudy happened to have gotten hit in the parking lot, not today, but yesterday, and she was talking about, getting it looked at, getting it fixed. And I have a good friend of mine. He's in our chapter. He owns a body shop repair, but he was also talking about how he wasn't very happy with his merchant services. So
there you
put
go.
the two together, and it's possible that she might have a great referral in him, and he might have a great referral in her.
Yeah.
So simple as that. It's amazing how sometimes these things are, just sort of come to the fore.
Yeah.
And how easy it is sometimes to refer a great prospective client.
Absolutely. I mean, we have so many BNI members that have come onto the show, and they have told us, while I'm sitting in the chair where you're sitting, and they've given us great stories about how they now can count on BNI being like 75% of their business, and they don't have to do any other type of advertising for their business, right? And I know that your business has done really well, in BNI, to the point to where you actually have one of your associates in another chapter, right?
That's
So
right.
you're
If it's not broke, why fix it?
Exactly.
I mean, this works fantastic. If it works for me, why shouldn't it work for somebody that's going to represent my office?
Yeah, so the people that know me and know me well know that I am probably the king of not recreating the wheel if I don't have to. Right? If there is a wheel that's been created and we don't need to think about it, we just need to adapt to it, become one with the system, the structure, we're going to find success just because we're adapting to it, right? So one of the things that I wanted to talk about today is that as a managing launch director for all of those regions, I'm I'm hiring launch directors across those
Okay.
regions. Right now, I have a team of 18 amazing launch directors that are going out into the world. I'm basically their coach, their mentor, their manager. I found some success last year in launching chapters, and so that's why I was awarded this position, so that I can mentor and duplicate myself with my team so that they can go out into the world and help as many business professionals as possible. Because we believe that going out into the world and doing the right thing for the right reasons, the right way, which is basically just helping people,
Right.
helping business professionals get more referrals, generate more revenue. Because the reality is that the power of a referral is not just the initial aspect of the referral, which is, gee, thanks for giving me a referral, right? It's not necessarily just the generating revenue of for the business, right? But it's about thinking about that ripple effect that a referral has, right? When I send you a referral, it's not just for your business, right? What about your employees? Would they benefit from a referral?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What about your employees' families?
Yeah, that's how they stay employed.
Exactly. So a referral is much more needed nowadays rather than just cold calling or knocking on doors or just, a lead. Nobody likes lead. Nobody likes cold calling. We do it, or we used to do it.
Because it's part of,
yeah,
for a lot of businesses, it's a
yeah.
fact of life.
Yeah. But
we're
the
not
good
saying
thing,
that you got to eliminate that part of your business,
No.
but
you can do it less.
that's right.
You can do it less because now you have a marketing team that are your BNI members that are going out there in the world looking for business for you. And then you're also going to be doing the same thing for them,
So talk about specifically these launch directors that you're looking for. I mean, assuming, that they are probably somebody that may be currently in BNI, I would assume that they have to have some sort of BNI experience or be linked to BNI or have been exposed to BNI in a way that they understand the processes and what the benefits are for BNI so that they can expand on that with people that, don't necessarily have that experience. Am I making that correct assumption?
Well, you're correct in a sense and to a certain degree. So when I was awarded this position, one of the things that I wanted to do is that I wanted to provide this opportunity of being a launch director for BNI to BNI members. Okay, so what I did is that we have this tool to hold all our members accountable. It's called the Power of One. So I filtered that Power of One to where I wanted to provide this opportunity to those members that are finding success in BNI, those that are mentors in their chapters to other members. And I wanted to interview them first, because if you are finding success in BNI, it's because you're working the system, the structure, and the education, and you're mentoring others, right? Which means that you have passion for helping others. And that is what we're doing here. We're just helping others. And I wanted to talk to these BNI members that are finding success and that are full of passion to go out into the world and carry that BNI flag, because we all bleed red anyways, right?
That's right.
Go out into the world and provide this opportunity that BNI has to offer to many other business professionals, business owners, right? But in a sense, that, believe it or not, out of all of those regions, I only reached out to 202 BNI members, which I've interviewed about 3/4 of those 202. And out of all of those members that I interviewed, I've only hired 18.
Okay.
Right? So I am going to go out into the world.
It's a high bar.
Yeah, it's a very high bar, because when I started launching chapters, and I think you know this, I started launching chapters because I truly love, my passion is to be of service to others. I love helping people. I love to see people succeed and do really great things in the world. And so I want to duplicate myself. And those are the people that I'm attracting. Those are the people that I put out there into the universe and said, these are the people that I'm looking for. They have to have these qualities. And those are the 18 people that I have found so far. I'm not saying that they're not any more out there. I just haven't had a chance to interview them
Well, we
yet.
just need to find them, right? I mean,
We
that's
just
what
need to
you're
find
looking
them.
for.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
just need to find them. And then, sooner than later, we'll go out into the world and provide this opportunity to other people outside of BNI. But I wanted to hire within first.
That makes perfect sense. I mean, how can you, in any ways, how can you really talk about the benefits of BNI without having lived it
Right.
in some way, shape, or form? Maybe even the past members, that had to move on for whatever reason.
Sure.
So of course, launch directors is going to mean launching chapters.
Right.
Okay, so what is the BNI corporate? What is BNI corporate? What's their priority right now?
The priority is to be of service to others, first and foremost. It's helping people. It's not necessarily about BNI's growth. It's not about BNI launching more chapters, adding new members or whatnot, just so that BNI can grow. The reality here is that there is no system, no structure, and no education like BNI out there right now that can help many business professionals and business owners. A lot of business professionals or business owners, you know, they need something like BNI because they want to stay in business.
Sure.
They want to keep their doors open. They want to keep their
Well,
employees.
they want to be more efficient with their time.
Yeah,
I mean, they want to
exactly.
find something that is going to actually help them with sales, with
Yeah.
their business.
As a matter of fact, the founder of BNI, Dr. Ivan Meisner, once said, you know, that one of his early members back in the 1980s, he mentioned that he was so busy, he didn't have time for anything, you know, that he joined BNI so that he can stop doing so much cold calling, so much, you know, advertising in other different ways, to where joining BNI will actually free up some time, because now you have a marketing team, your chapter members that are, you know, looking out for each other.
That makes sense. If somebody's watching right now and they say, you know what, that sounds like something that I want to do. That sounds like something that I can do. I feel like I can inspire other people. I feel like I can, you know, I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people that can benefit from this and can benefit from BNI. How do they reach out to you, Rick?
It's very simple to reach out to me. Right before we go, we do have this one thing that's called 3+1, right? So we do have launch, retain, and fill. First and foremost, if you're watching this and you want to get referrals for your business, then I suggest that you go to BNI.com, or if you're here locally in Houston, BNIHouston.com, and look for the chapter directory. Visit a local chapter. And if your chair is available, then apply for membership at a local chapter. But if your chair happens to not be available, then you can always reach out to me. My email address is very simple, Rick Gutierrez, my name that's on the screen, at BNI.com. And I'll be more than happy to have a conversation with anyone that's interested in becoming a BNI member by launching a new chapter. I will team you up with one of the amazing launch directors that I have on my team. Or if you want to become a launch director, you know, that's something that I would love to have that conversation as well.
Well, fantastic. That's a lot of information. A lot of BNI members probably watching this right now. So keep in mind that there's that opportunity for you if you choose to accept that type of a challenge. That being said, it's coming to the end of the show. I want to thank all of our guests for being here. As usual, it's a pleasure to be able to host this show and bring this to you. Hopefully you've seen a little bit of the value of BNI and what it can bring to you. If you're somebody that's never been there, go visit a local chapter. It doesn't matter which one. Go see it for yourself. Take a look at it. I guarantee you, you won't come out disappointed. That being said, the other thing I'm going to say is that also, you know, there's a good chance that things might be changing very quickly here with BNI very soon, and we'll be talking about that in the coming weeks as far as loosening restrictions on COVID. So thanks so much for participating. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next week. Have a great one. O'clock on the dot.
Do you know people will treat you based on your looks? Are you tired of living a life with dietary restriction? Do you feel guilty every time you eat? Revenge can be sweet, especially if you don't gain weight. Hi, this is Karelis with Clean Meal. I love to eat delicious food and desserts without the guilt. Do you have diabetes?